Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They find some open field here. How about this? Racing to the end zone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Kyle Juszczyk, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Another day, another fucking dollar, bro.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At their own 35-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. When you talk about this Jets defense, they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
They absolutely have to avoid the penalties, have to walk that line between being aggressive and the ones that get you in trouble. The illegal contact, pass interference calls, they got to make sure that they don't have those.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Fitzpatrick from the gun on 3rd down. Finds Spiller on the check down. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on punt for the first time this afternoon.
That being said, either did. That's so crazy.
Gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey man, boo, I took this nigga from a 55 overall to an 80 in one season, bro. This quarterback. On my soul. 55, bro.
Say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen.
I think he boosted it like 95, 96, some shit like that. That was the game fault, though. I did a back juke and he did a regular juke. I flicked the stick back to do a back juke, so he just did a quick stop.
More noise. You got to reward him for that one. A big-time monster run.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that went too far in front. He couldn't
That could have
really
been
get
so
it
bad.
complete. The Jets are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of
This
starting
nigga
0-2.
saying, bro.
I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Throw left side complete. That's Holmes. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Jets have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
When you talk about this Jets defense, they enter play here number 11, just outside the top 10 in the league in stopping the run.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
To throw, Fitzpatrick. Right side caught by Jackson. Well, it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Well, it was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Third down and 1. Here's Fitzpatrick. Over the middle, it's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. There he goes.
This nigga did a halfback toss that made everybody get pancaked. This nigga so fucking trash, bro.
A big play there. 55 yards. And the Bills take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 out the gate early.
What? 88 out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant
a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out. But you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Come on, come on. Hit. Back to 60. 79 Broncos. 60 Mavericks. Dragons 60.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's caught by Jackson. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the 46, here's second and 9.
They let him jump the fuck out of that shit, bro. He fell like a bot.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now a handoff inside. It's Jackson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Jets, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Fitzpatrick, a quick throw. And he's going to have the Bills first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. See, that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Okay, break. Let's go now.
Now a give, it's Jackson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks. scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Fitzpatrick.
Why is he holding on to that dumbass shit, bro?
Coming up, they got 8 yards there. On the draw, it's Jackson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case,
Good little defensive stand, bro.
And this one is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
and anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Cup 19! Cup 19! Shut up! 18 Cardinal! 18 Cardinal!
Oh, this the 55 I had last year, bro.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Ready?
Up the middle they go. McKnight. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 144 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down. A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Mustang 19! 19 Lions! 79 Broncos!
He'll look to throw. He'll try to do it himself. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets this one inside with 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. And that was just a good job there of being mobile and creating something.
Being able to extend a play and get people open or buy yourself more time to run with the football.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Kyle Juszczyk with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets are able to add on to that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Hey, Jay, that boy ain't a 55 no more. He's slanging that bitch on my soul.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
That's how you play that shit, though, Cromartie. My soul, boy.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Again, it's Fitzpatrick. It's incomplete.
Should be the Vikings, I think.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Throwing Fitzpatrick.
He held on to that, bro.
And the drive stays in.
That's so ass, bro.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defense.
Yeah, you're my holding penalty, bitch.
Situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll throw again. Fitzpatrick. He gets it complete to Jackson. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 87 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Spiller is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Now Fitzpatrick. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And the Jets are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20.
Beautiful execution, Marty. Beautiful execution, young fella.
When you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points, no matter what. At worst, you're
I really do this lurk shit. Really do this lurking shit for real, bro.
Second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 19-yard line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Second down and 12 at the 19-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground again here. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. There he goes again. Inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown.
I'm trying to tell these people I do this for real, bro. I don't know why nigga. Hey, I don't know why niggas still getting prevent on me going into halftime, bro. Stop doing that. I'm gonna score every time.
He could be on his way to a record-setting performance. Extra point spins the uprights, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go for their next drive. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. slot man in motion right. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And this will be caught at the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter. Look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw.
What you said, Jay?
They need plenty of those.
They run on first down with Jackson. And able to work his way down to the 16. 97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A good position to be in here, second and inches. Here's Fitzpatrick. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. Fitzpatrick. And it is caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bills are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. So this has been a pretty strong start to the year for him on the ground, CD. It's just week 3. That's already 5 rushing touchdowns.
And you know he's got big grins on their faces besides the rest of the team. The strength and conditioning program, because he was awfully dedicated to what they put in front of him to get ready for this year. Got himself into terrific shape, and he's dominated here early on.
The extra point up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Come on, set, let go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Rig, 18 Rattler.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Ready. Check on ball.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll try and do this himself. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here's the Jets punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Fitzpatrick. Here's Johnson with a reception.
I didn't bat that down, Jay.
Close to the 40 before being taken down.
Boy, that's crazy, boy. I just made him do that. I made him do that. Like, come on, bro. That shit crazy, bro.
Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And he's going to get a solid gain of
I made him back that shit down, bro.
2nd and right at a yard.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard line.
Second down, another carry for Jackson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They run again with Jackson. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 30 inches.
It wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short?
Damn, they just hold me on offense, bro. That shit is crazy. I can't believe he overthrew that nigga like that, bro.
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward.
Oh, yeah, I got to tap 22. He tired. Get on the ball.
Fitzpatrick.
That shit, nigga.
Tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And what a return as he brings us with all the way.
Man, Jay, you better tell him, bro. I really do this shit for real now.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making
I really do this shit for real now. Ain't nobody lurking shit better than me, bro.
how about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
Trap 60, trap 60. Come on. Hey, keep liking, 18.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught by Meredith right side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another 1st down there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks
Boy, I just lurked the fuck out of that nigga, boy. Oh my god.
the Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Fitzpatrick now. He sets to fire deep. That's caught inside the 20. And deep he goes into Jets territory before.
That was so fucking ass, bro. No pressure. Niggas didn't get no pressure.
45 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. And that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
No pressure, bro. No pressure. I didn't get no pressure.
So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fitzpatrick. He gets this out to Spiller. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line.
To the air again, Fitzpatrick. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that when he's fortunate. It was just incomplete and not intercepted.
The Bills on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, Fitzpatrick.
What? Nigga, fuck.
That's complete.
I'm there, nigga.
1st and goal is
That was ass.
off this drive with 6 points.
This nigga is a fucking robot.
Great impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
Like, what in the fuck?
Which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now. But you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Here's a quick throw right side. So nothing doing there, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Jackson is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short game. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Got a man, it's Johnson, end zone, for a Bills touchdown.
They giving this nigga so much ass shit, bro.
His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a 2-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Let's go now.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now he's going to step up and run. He finds his man, complete. It's Riley.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
18 Cardinals, 70. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They'll look to throw here. Pass taken in. Here's big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 43. On 1st down, McKnight. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock?
Oh shit, Jay, my tight end was a superstar. Boy, I'm just not seeing that shit.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. McKnight. And he gets it down to the 30.
I just saw that shit, bro.
To get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a
Hey,
feeling
my nigga like 79 speed, but shit, he had that 95 throw power. That one I ain't give a fuck. That boy, I don't give a damn.
The offensive line, yes,
He got to play.
ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Now he'll tuck this and run. And seeing
I thought he was gonna get a rolling out type of animation. They just made him drop straight back. That made it ass, bro. If he would have got a rollout animation, I could have got on the run with that shit. I would have hit that tight end.
they're trying to mount a small stand.
He would have been drilled.
Drive reaches the end zone.
I'm still in my Vegas shit, bro.
10 now from about the 32.
Tag. Ready.
Now back to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a
Fact.
first down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a first down. Well done. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on first and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Let's see here.
Defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Come on. Hey. Cougar 19. 18. Pioneer. Panther 11.
They're going to look to throw. Dumps this off.
Oh, I should have waited on that dig.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
I rushed that bitch. I should have waited on that dig.
Goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Let's see.
Mustang
All
19.
this.
Let's go now.
Wheel route.
18 Rattler. Warrior 70. 19 Lion. Ready.
They'll set up to throw. This is caught. 11
Man, we can't fall in the fucking end zone.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in
You
bounds.
think he gonna be spitting that RPO right here, Jay?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on 4th and goal. Here we go on 4th down. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
You seen that shit?
Touchdown run there from a yard out.
Even his defensive lineman, bro.
Have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
He mad.
It's still in the league, but there is a flag on the play. Well,
Throw me a
things
peek, nigga.
not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra.
Oh, Jay, you know you know how I ain't know the nigga was a superstar? This my first game, bro.
Part of the battle. The bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of
I had 2 sim games.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now Fitzpatrick.
Boy, I had to alert them again, Jay. He was going to that tight end, bro.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of
We got
the
this man coverage eat this nigga up, bro.
They can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
See, automatic. Panoramic. Ooh, that's my girl. She like to ride panoramic too. Gaze up at the stars through this panoramic room. Gaze up at the stars around this panoramic room. Damn, I fucked that up.
Throwing Fitzpatrick.
Go tight end again. I see it. Oh, that's a good pass.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man.
That was they used to hate. Now my phone been off for me. My phone been off for me. I don't want to talk to nobody. Don't want nobody around me.
Play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Again, it's Fitzpatrick.
He held on to that shit.
And one of the whistles for a timeout.
Panoramic too. That's my girl. She like to ride a panoramic too. Gaze up at the stars through this panoramic room. Gaze up at the stars around this panoramic room. That's my fault. I got them niggas playing back too far. Should have just stayed in my goddamn whatchamacallit and my tight shit.
From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not